And was there a time when a protective order was entered?
At a later point in time, there in 2004, at one of the hearings, they gave a box of grand jury transcripts. And it would be a guess, but I would say a couple of months later, so probably, sometime in March or April.
Mm-hmm.
And thereafter, there was a protective order that was initiated.
And what was the scope of the protective order?
I don't know if I can talk about this at all, because I think these may still be under seal, and I don't think it's your privilege to it.
I don't think anything is under seal anymore.
That is not true. I know it is under seal.
Well, how about Barry Bonds's failing or passing drugs tests? Or is information about that under seal?
Well, it's certainly not under seal now.
Okay.
But was there a period of time that it may have been? It's possible, yes.
In fact, you know that the Barry Bonds materials was
I don't know.
Let him ask the question.
You don't know.
No, I don't know.
All right.
All right, let him ask the question. Why don't we get a question? Sorry.
All right.
Let me understand this. You knew you were under protective order, right?
Mm-hmm.
You knew that violating the protective order had serious consequences, correct?
Can I back up and educate you a little bit?
No, I'm just asking you my questions.
First of all, there was more than one protective order.
Okay.
And the two protective orders had different terms and conditions.
Okay.
So which one are you talking about?
Was there any protective order, to your knowledge, in the summer or in late 2007, early 2008, let's say late 2007, that would have authorized you to reveal information that was contained in Bobby Bonds' grand jury testimony?
You mean Barry Bonds?
Barry Bonds.
There may have been a protective order in place, but I never violated any protective order at any time.
That's not the question I'm asking you. Were you aware in December, late 2007, early 2008, that there was a protective order in place barring the release of any information that could be found in Barry Bonds'...
Say the time frame again?
Late 2007, early 2008.
I'm not sure of the date, but these documents at one point many of them were made public, and at a certain point during that time frame, the entire protective order was vacated.
I'll help you with that. That was February 2009.
Okay.
Okay, so we're talking now...
No, that's not when the entire protective order was vacated. That was not in February 2009.
I believe it was.
No, it was in November of 2008.
All right. We're back in December of 2007.
Yes.
At the time you met with Skyhorse, correct?
Yes.
Okay. At that time, to your knowledge, there was a protective order in place with respect to anything that might be found in the Barry Bonds grand jury testimony, correct?
I think there may have been.
And isn't it a fact that you told individuals at Skyhorse that Barry Bonds had taken 8 drug tests and failed 3 of them?
That information was...
Please respond to my question, not what the information... Did you tell them?
I may have told them that there were 3 positive drug tests based upon information that I read in the media.
I'm not asking...
What's the question?
I read it in the media.
What's the question?
And isn't it a fact that you told individuals at Skyhorse that Barry Bonds had taken 8 drug tests and failed 3 of them?
I don't recall that. I may have talked about, what was public knowledge, which was that there were 3 positive drug tests alleged by the government. I don't believe that those samples belong to Barry Bonds, but allegedly And that's, of course, not what this letter says.
Well,
So-
let's go back to, let me have the earlier one. What number is this?
It's 21.
What is it?
No, that's 20.
Just a minute. The news, yeah, sure.
Go back to Exhibit 20, Mr. Conti.
Yes.
On October 17th, an article comes out in your local paper in which you say,
Where does it say that I say? Can you please point that out?
Balco mastermind Victor Conti Jr. said Friday in a statement that may contradict one of the, I'll start there. Barry Bonds never came up positive for performance-enhancing drugs while under the Balco Laboratories testament regimen. Balco mastermind Victor Conti Jr. said Friday in a statement that may contradict one of the charges in the Bonds indictment. I thought you said earlier that you actually said that.
What I said was I'd read in the media that there were allegedly positive tests that the government claimed belonged to Barry Bonds, and I said, I don't believe those tests belong to Bonds.
Okay.
That's what I said.
Okay. That's November 17th.
That's correct.
Then, in December of 2007, about a month later, you meet with the Balco people, correct?
The Balco people? Who are the Balco people?
You meet with the Skyhorse people, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And according to Mr. Weinstein, he says that you told them about Bonds's 8 tests and 3 positives. You made sure to tell us each time that this information was off the record. Now, did you tell them that Bonds had taken 8 tests and failed 3 times?
No, I did not.
Okay.
Okay.
And did you tell them what you were telling them was off the record?
Off the record is a statement.
That's a yes or no
I deal
question.
with media
But Tom,
routinely, and that's a common part of my vocabulary.
What?
I may or may not. I don't recall.
Okay.
Okay. Why would you have said, and as I think you just testified, the only thing you knew about what Bonds may or may not have failed came from the media, why would you have then said to Weinstein, keep this information off the record?
This is what Weinstein claims that I said. Okay? I don't have a recollection of that. Have I ever said that, used that phrase off the record? I use it routinely, yes. I've been misquoted in the media quite a few times, so it is a common part of my vocabulary. I may have used it, I don't recall.
You don't recall whether or not do you recall whether or not you told him that Bonds had taken 8 tests and failed 3 times?
No, I do not, and he claims this in his letter that it occurred several times, and each time, this is his opinion, his recollection, it's not the same as mine.
You're saying he's lying.
I'm saying that my recollection is different than his is. And I'm saying that there are things in this exact email that are lies, yes.
What about this? Is this a lie?
The issue of positive tests?
Yeah.